Tonight's highlights are brought to you by TPG Federal Credit Union. We're not a bank. We're better.
Arlington hosting John Jay and Admiral head coach Mike Morano was going to try and get his team off the schneid. John Jay had won the previous 6 meetings, the fans were ready, and some former Arlington players from the league championship team were also in attendance. Jay started off with a few early game jitters, but Richie Alito recovers nicely with a perfect placement to Danny Dietrich. That was the biggest gain for Jay in the first quarter. Arlington's biggest gain came with the handoff from Austin Heck to Ricardo Yolis. But other than that, both teams' defensive lines were stingy and there was no score after 1. In the second, another miscue under center, and this one is costly. That'll cost you a nickel. Ryan Nichols recovers, and Arlington is in great field position. Yolis slices through the 6-hole for a few more good yards here, but Jay's defense forces the Admirals to go for 3. And speaking of money, Alex Meyer. It's down, it's up, it's good. Arlington leads 3-0. But watch what happens on the following kickoff. Another uncharacteristic Jay miscue, and Arlington gets the ball back. Yolis gets a hole he could drive a truck through. And it's 10-0 Arlington at halftime. Third quarter. So did we mention it was 10-0? Oh, look, HVSR on the Arlington scoreboard. In the third, Jay starts moving the ball well behind Danny Dietrich. But once again, wait for it, the turnovers were hot out of the oven, and Jay was certainly serving them up. Fourth quarter, Alito to Todd Bellotti. Great hands and a great catch puts Jay in great field position. Alito airs another one out to Dietrich. Inside the 5. And Dietrich takes it in himself. It's 10-7 with the extra point. But Arlington has a little more dramatics in them. Yolis charges 50 yards before Javon Reynolds wraps him up. And Yolis with more yardage. Then the give to Serino. And one more time to Serino. Arlington breaks the Jay curse with a 17-7 win, making the Admirals 3-0 on the season.
Just week after week, this team surprises us. Does it surprise you?
You know, I think after week 1 it surprised me a little bit, but based on the way that we've been practicing and preparing since the week 1 mistakes, I'm not really surprised. I think this team is maturing at a very fast pace. It's really amazing to watch the way that they're gelling together and the way that they're taking our coaching. I mean, these kids are getting to a point where they're executing the game plan like a veteran team would, which you wouldn't expect at this point in the season with a young team. And, you know, just based on the way that we've been preparing, I'm not really that surprised at all because they're doing the work.
Let's talk about your defensive line, because they really stuffed Jay's offense?
Yeah, so, I think those guys had a little bit of a rough week. It's tough to go through a week where the media is talking about how you're small and you're going to be outsized and those things. And, they kind of take that to heart. Those kids come to work every day. And the energy that they brought to the game today was phenomenal. One of the things that's really helping us, we're rotating like 6 guys on the D-line right now. So we're keeping fresh bodies in there, which is making all the difference in the world. Week 1, we couldn't do that. We didn't have 6 guys who were ready to play yet, but now we do. And when they're fresh, then we get a nice push up there.
We haven't won against them in a long time, and we finally beat them, so it's a great accomplishment.
It was hard to run the ball tonight, but Rico did it. He really gave us the yards we needed.
As you're coming down the field and you know that it's going to be a running game based on the way the clock is, you're not going to pass too much. But what was happening in that last drive that wasn't happening throughout most of the game?
We were pushing. We were pushing the ball down the field, and that's really what we needed to do to secure the game.
How big was your offensive line?
Without them, we wouldn't have won the game.